Hi everyone, it's Norman Kochnick here for Eyes on Cricket with Norman Kochnick. So we have a game which is very significant to both of these sides, and we certainly have closure for some as well as we're getting closer and closer to the playoffs. I call them semi-finals, but they're called playoffs of the IPL 2021. And of course, we have two teams that actually won the IPL. Mumbai Indians some 5 times, and Rajasthan Royals on the first. So both Mumbai Indians and Rajasthan Royals both in desperate need of a victory. And we're getting some stats here from Amit Srivastav here as well, saying that if Royals win today, Mumbai and Punjab will be out officially. Okay. And he says Rajasthan Royals versus Mumbai Indians head-to-head played 23. Mumbai's won 12. Royals have won 11. So it's pretty damn close. This match is again the 51st match to be played in this tournament, and it's going to be a very interesting one indeed. So that's what we'll wait and see, I think. And of course, that's another hour and a half away, and we'll be talking about the toss teams and hopefully no tantrums, but we may have some tantrums there. And of course, we're going to have some guests on without much doubt, and we're going to talk about some of the players of both sides. We have Sanju Samson as the captain of Rajasthan Royals, who's had a particularly good series with the bat. Yashasvi Jaiswal also played quite well, as opposed to two well-known players, Krishna Cock and Rohit Sharma. In the bowling department, Mustafizur Rahman and Chris Morris has had a very underwhelming series against Bumrah and Chahar, who have done better, but not well enough, obviously. There's a lot of players that Rajasthan Royals have relied upon, and they haven't quite come to the fore at this point. Although, it is still, it's certainly not early days. It's a 51st match, so it can't be called early days. But what it can be called is crunch time, decision time. And with players that we're talking about there, such as Rohit Sharma, I mean, mind you, he has obviously won 5 tournaments, and not he himself, but he certainly is positioned. Anish Thakur, what's up, Norman? Nothing much is up at the moment. We do have some announcements about Sam Curran, who has hurt his back, and he is out of the World Cup, as in the T20 World Cup. He's also out of this tournament now as well for CSK. His brother Tom has come into the squad to replace him. So there's brother for brother in the England set. And there still hasn't been an official announcement made about the England-Australia Ashes tour. That's yet to be decided, but I can't imagine it not going ahead. I'd be quite shocked if that didn't go ahead, although there's still some conjecture. We're expecting to be on the 11th of October to start breaking down our lockdown, and further breakdown on the 25th, and then into November there'll be flights overseas allowed to play. We're leaving Qantas, for example. Qantas, the Australian traveller, the actual air carrier for the Australian brand, Qantas, will be travelling in November to Los Angeles and to London. Not many other destinations, but at least those 2, which is good. Hello, Amit Srivastav. How are you? Which 4th team will be making the playoffs? Well, unless I'm mistaken, Anish, I can't imagine it not being KKR at this stage. They'll have to play their match, but the winner of this might have a slight, slender chance. But you'd have to think that we know that Delhi and Chennai are through, and Bangalore are basically through as well. It will be between KKR, potentially Rajasthan. Yeah, but if, as we found it earlier today, if Rajasthan Royals win today, well, Mumbai and Punjab will both be unable to make the playoff, and it'll leave KKR as the potential front runner for the 4th spot, along with, of course, Rajasthan if they get up today. So this game is particularly relevant to that. So it'll be quite an impressive situation for the 4th team. the squad for Rajasthan Royals, Sanju Samson is one of the leading batters of the tournament anyway. You've got Dubé there, you've got Jaswal, Tyagi in the bowling. Evan Lewis has batted pretty well. Liam Livingstone has been underwhelming a little bit. Lamraw, David Miller and Chris Morris both a little bit underwhelming. Mustafa Rahman, he's had some limited opportunities, but he's been okay. Parag, yeah, he's pretty good. Sakurada, they haven't. Tawadi has played some innings. Shamsi had one attempt at bowling. Yeah, they haven't really hit the world on fire, but I'd say there's a little chance. Sankaran out of the World Cup. That's right, Ankit Agarwal. I said that a little bit earlier. And his brother Tom comes into play, and there is another replacement coming in as well. So look there. There's still a lot of discussion about all these other permutations as well, but the reality, and I always say this, the reality is that Sankaran is definitely out with a back injury. Then you'll have his brother Tom come in, as I said, and then you'll have another backup bowler. I was just checking who that backup bowler is. It's come into the squad as a reserve, but may not get a go. Let's have a look at that. So I'll read the statement if you like. Well, first of all, correct. How likely is that the Ashes might get personal cases? I doubt it'll be either. Yeah, Reece Topley is the other player that's come in. Correct. The statement goes: Sankaran ruled out of the ICC Men's T20 World Cup. Surrey and England all-rounder Sankaran has been ruled out of the ICC World Cup with a lower back injury. Khan complained of bad back pain after the CSK IPL fixture on Saturday against Rajasthan Royals. Results of the scan reveal the injury. He will fly back to the UK in the next couple of days and will have further scans and a full review later this week from the ECB's medical team back at home. Curran's brother Tom has been drafted into the England squad for the T20 World Cup. In addition to Surrey's Reece Topley, who I like, has been added as a travelling reserve. Topley will join the England party in due course. The England players and management not arrived at their Muscat base earlier today and will remain in Oman until 16 October before moving to Dubai for the start of this one. Yeah, so there's some movements going on there. What Australia's chances of winning the upcoming Ashes, in my views, very, very slim. They've had no cohesion, no team harmony. Yeah, it's going to be very hard for them. No, Ben Stokes, Archer, Curran for the World Cup. They're certainly going to, three players they would like to have had, for sure. Which team do you see as the favourites going into the T20 World Cup? Well, Anish, you'd have to say still England, India, West Indies. They show enough form to meet worrying teams. Pakistan or New Zealand and the other position in the four. Australia, South Africa, no, even though Rabada and Norja are great bowlers, the batting lineup's ordinary. They haven't got Faf du Plessis there. Australia, there's a lot of woes there. There's only Glenn Maxwell that's showing any form. Steve Smith got dropped from his IPL side, and Warner's been dropped twice. Crazy. Prabhan Jonas here. How are you? Yeah, so that leaves Sri Lanka. No, I don't think so. Bangladesh have shown a lot of promise and maybe in and around the top, but won't be making the top four. So that's my four. India, England, West Indies, and potentially a split between Pakistan or New Zealand. Do or die match. It is a do or die match from both these sides. And it's going to be interesting. Well, it's do or die. If either one loses, they're out for good, for sure. If both of them, either one of the ones win, they're going to live another day, all hinging on the KKR win their match. So that's more matches. So let's have a look at the table. Yeah, so KKR's got one match left. It's only Rajasthan Royals and Mumbai play today. SRH play, I think, Bangalore tomorrow. Then we're all four, and all teams have played their matches. At least 13 have one match left. Sam said, I love my time with the CSK. I will be behind the team and hoping they lift the trophy this season. a big thanks to all the fans who supported me in the last 2 years. Exactly. On what is the COVID situation in Australia currently? Well, despite the fact that we've had numbers around 600 in Sydney, it's gone up to 1,500 in Melbourne, other states minimal, we're hitting 70% vaccination in New South Wales next Monday or before next Monday. So next Monday we start to open up businesses again, and then within 2 weeks we'll be at 80%. That's October 25th, and by November we'll be traveling internationally. So that's a great sign. Is there any problem brewing between Warner and the SR's Moody and head coach Bale? I'm pretty sure there's problems between Bayless and Warner, but Bayless has done the right thing. Moody is ineffectual, wasted. It shouldn't even be there really. So waiting for the women's T20 cricket, Australia still have an upper hand, but expecting a close finish, I agree. And I think, well, it's 2-1 because of the ODIs, a draw because of the test. Puts them very close. It just takes one with India win the first, it's almost an even kill then. And that's an incredible result in itself, considering how Australia dominate at home over everybody, but don't seem to be able to do very well against India this year. I mean, Smriti Mandana is magnificent. Hello, I'm doing a great job, mate. I can't come on tonight because I'm at work, but I shall return. So Steve Maven's had a very, very busy period. His house in the Rabbitohs, unfortunately, as you all know, I posted regularly, lost 14-12 against the Penrith Panthers on Sunday. A very sad match, but we move on, and Steve will be on soon. I'm sure he's got a bit more time up his sleeve. He's been very heavily into his channel. We must all go to Rabbitohs TV and check into that and see what you think. What went wrong with Mumbai Indians this IPL? A bit of fatigue, perhaps, and really they've won 5 in a row. You can't win every year, and they're a bit of a target. People want to beat them, and that's what happened. Steve Maven from Rabbitohs TV, or Steve Maven TV as it's called, has put a super sticker. There's no need to do that, Steve. That's very nice of you. I supported his channel greatly because it deserved it. He brought on magnificent guests throughout the period. This is Rabbitohs TV. There's also Assassin Rabbitohs. Rabbitohs TV. It's one of the YouTube channels. Please go and look at it, guys. It's tremendously interesting. Covers how the supporters go about their business. Some great ex-players, current players, and Steve, an ex-player himself. So thank you very much. Batting has been a huge disappointment for Mumbai Indians. All their batters are out of form. Yeah, they have been. Hardik Pandya got a bit of runs, but really they've been out of form. Robert Sharma started well with the cock, but he hasn't had anything following. They've been disappointing, certainly, Mumbai Indians. But look, disappointing's got to be worked out on the basis of they've done so well the previous few years. Baramarani, thank you. Steve Maven, have a look at Baramarani saying, go the Rabbitohs. Baramarani's a convert. He's actually in the Philippines, but he's Indian, and he's regular on my program as well. So, Baramarani, thank you very much. Steve Maven, look, Rabbitohs TV. I want you all to go and pass this on. Rabbitohs TV, go and subscribe. Become a fan like we all are. Great history. 113 years of history. Amazing. Brahm is joining. How are you, Brahm?
I'm fine, Norman. How about you?
Very, very well. So you've got a question already as soon as you join. Who will win today?
For me, it will be Mumbai Indians, as no option left.
They have to win. They have no choice but to win. And they've got to play like they want to win. Rajasthan Royals are also going to be in the same mood, aren't they? They're going to want to win too, because really the loser subscribes to Prabhajan, Steve Maven. Prabhajan subscribed to Rabbitohs TV. So Steve Maven is saying in 2022 we're going to win our 22nd premiership.
Okay.
And SR Rakesha says Mumbai Indians. Okay.
Or Rakecha.
Will there be an audience for Australia versus India women T20 series? You mean a physically live? Well, there should have been. There was a handful of people there the last match, and I'm sure they'll get more there for the T20 series starting on Thursday. It's extremely close.
7th, right?
Sorry?
Starting on 7th, right? The first T20.
Exactly. Yeah, which is Thursday, isn't it?
Yeah.
Arun Singh says RR are getting their team combo at the right moment. They look really good at batting, but their bowling, MI batting is a concern. So, all right. We've got a stats here. Amit's our resident stats man. MI versus R head-to-head play 23. Mumbai 12. Royals 11. So Steve Maven's thanking Prabhanjan. So everybody, all of my Indian viewers, Barami, have you subscribed to Rabbitohs TV?
No.
Well, you're going to have to do it now.
Okay. Rabbitohs TV. That's the name of the channel.
Yep, there's YouTube channel Rabbitohs TV. So all the people we're going to make sure we
all one word or
one word is Rabbitohs, RABBITOHS, and then TV, the letter capital T and capital V. It'll come up.
Okay. Yeah, I can see Steve on the 1.8K subscribers.
All right.
So
that's it.
Subscribe.
Yep. Thank you. So Henlo, Norman, that's good. Thank you, Bharat. Thanks. This Rabbitohs TV's got a few new ones now. Razul Hassan, Raj can chance World Cup. He might look. They've still got some. It's true, Bharat. They've got some changes. Like we heard, Sam Curran is out with a back injury. His brother Tom's in, and Reece Topley's come into the squad. India will probably change a few players. I predict that there'll be some changes. Don't you?
Well, there will be, but do you think it's the right thing to do, Norman? Like you announce a team and then change it. So what kind of a statement are you making to those who you are removing?
Oh well, look, for the good of the team, I don't think anyone would begrudge that. Honestly, if the person's not showing form in the IPL, they need to be aware of that.
But then why announce it in the first place itself? Like that's not good politics or statesmanship.
They might cover it with the words injury or something, niggle or who knows. So Prabhanjan asks, what type of videos do they make? Rabbitohs TV is all about rugby league and their fans, not unlike what I do with cricket. And Steve Maven, thanks you. Sam ruled that correct.
Steve is saying I took a screenshot. Screenshot of what?
Of maybe a view. Amit also has I've got about 3 or 4 new subscribers. Norman, would love to see you doing in-depth review of the World Cup team squad. Anish, we're going to be talking a hell of a lot about the World Cup. I'm hoping to get some correspondence from people that are physically there. And actually, there's a chance I could be there post November 1st because we can travel internationally post November 1st. We're just given the word. So we'll keep our fingers crossed.
So, Anish, you are referring to World Cup team squad for India specific or referring to every team? Maybe we can start with the associate nations also. Namibia.
Yeah, let's do them all, Brian. We'll do them all.
Yeah.
But we'll spend some time with the Australian team. Sorry about that. Arun Singh saying to Steve Maven, sorry about the loss, Steve. I was at the Paddo pub outside Suncorp and found a lot of support for the Rabbitohs. Great fan following. There you go. So Arun's actually based in Queensland. Interesting. Wadaraj Gaikwad, yeah, Jaiswal and Venkat Iyer. You know what? I think that out of these 3 players, Baram,
I would even add Avish Khan.
And Avish Khan as well. There's some players that, look, I think India it would be very smart if they have to change the side, let them do it.
Okay.
So IPL changed cricketer for life. Yeah, it certainly does. Best league changed cricket like it does. Mate, ready for your Lamborghini for you need to draw your sorrow. What was it?
Lamborghini is a Filipino dish here, right?
Oh, okay.
I also never had it. But no name, at least even if MI lose or lose the 2, they would definitely not be last of the table. So they won't get the wooden spoon. Wooden spoon is gone with Hyderabad.
Well, that's absolute. Sunrise had about it. Absolute.
Yeah.
Did you see after Dave Warner spat the dummy and didn't go to the game after he was dropped? The next game or the game after, he's waving a Sunrisers Hyderabad flag in the audience like a fan. which I thought was really weird. Really weird.
It's a really that kind of a weird show that's going on in Sunrisers Hyderabad. What's
Yeah, I
happening?
guess.
But I think Warner, like, something must be like too definitely inside. He must have done something bad because for his performance wise, I don't think it was the right move to do, or I don't think it was a move done based on his performance because the whole team is not performing normal. The whole team.
That's true. That's true. Look, Doe, I think there'll be a lot to take from this. But this is a fair point. Bringing in new blood it's always good to have a fresh look to your team. And the Venkatesh Iyer, obviously, Gaikwad and Jaswal are playing well, and they're in form, and they're playing on the UAE pitches. So it's very wise to bring these sort of people in to play, I think. So I really agree with it. I think that's a great idea to actually have players, even though, okay, I know you're saying it's not a good thing to send a signal, but if you're not playing well and the side's aware of changes they can make, well then, make
My point is, pick up people who are in form and make them play that tournament. They could have easily waited and not made the announcement. Why make the announcement earlier and then say this is just like in the WTC, Kohli announcing his team 2-3 days in advance.
Yeah.
So,
but at least, but yeah, that's true. But look, I think they had to do that. They had to announce the team. It was not based on having a choice. So really, that was the case. So.
in October, you're given time till what I now even that October 10 has been extended to October 16 for the other groups. You're aware of that, right?
Yeah.
So for the Group 1 and Group 2, it has been extended to October 16, whereas the Group A and Group B teams have to do it by October 10.
Yeah. There's going to be lots. It's asking for Chris Zoner back. Chris will be here for the semi-finals. Don't worry. What is your take on Ravi Bishnoi? I'm disappointed a little bit with Ravi Bishnoi. Aren't you? I think he shows a lot of promise. What do you think, Bharat?
Agree. Even that this guy is a very high. I don't know how he keeps on playing every match. Riyan Parag. He's from Rajasthan Royals, right? I don't know till now each and every match how he keeps on playing.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, Natarajan's given. Natarajan must have some pretty significant chronic injuries. He's out very often because of injury. He's unfortunately not able to keep his spot.
So with
I agree. I agree with you. They should have kept the team back, but they had no choice. They had to announce the team. They couldn't say nothing.
And when yesterday DC defeated CSK, they became the first team to defeat CSK and MI, Chennai and Mumbai twice in the same season.
Right.
They are the only team to defeat Mumbai and CSK twice in the same season.
You're not from Delhi, are you?
No.
Hi, Behram. Hi, Norman.
How are you?
Hi, Naresh. All dressed up.
Oh, look, it's Mumbai. It's Mumbai Central here. Jesus, what's going on here?
Do or die match today, Mumbai.
Yeah, irrespective of the results, Norman, we dominate.
But do you? Look, let's be really, really deeply honest now. Mumbai's chances are sliding by the day. It'll be a matter of they've got to win today for starters, and then they've got to hope that KKR lose because that and Mumbai win the last match to have. And they probably if Mumbai wins both these matches, KKR lose, Mumbai probably are in.
No, they are in. They are in 100%.
Yeah, but Norman, this situation, yeah, definitely Mumbai is to be blamed because when you lose more games than win, you're dependent on other results. But I think being a champion side, it's the quality of cricket that needs to come up, and for them winning these two games is very important. Forget the point table, forget the net run rate, just go and win these two games. That's the key to Mumbai because they've had a very so far you can say a forgetful year for the IPL. Yeah.
Let's not forget, though, they've won 5 tournaments.
Yeah.
Let's not forget.
Yeah, but we want a hat trick.
Oh, you and your hat trick. The reality is you can't expect miracles. And to win that many tournaments in a row is pretty hard to imagine. Probably the most disappointing thing is they're not in the top 4, I guess.
Yeah. And Norman, it's so rare. Okay, if you see Kolkata, except for Morgan, the top 4 batters have done well. Morgan has still not been able to score. But in the Mumbai lineup, you do get a bit of scores from Quinton de Kock and Rohit Sharma, but no one else is scoring. The entire middle order has struggled the entire season. And that's what has let Mumbai down this year. Yeah.
Absolutely. It's been one of those. It's one of those years which, look, you got to. It's a bit like a rugby league side in my sport winning every year. It just doesn't happen. You have to eventually.
Yeah.
Like Melbourne is a team that normally wins a lot. They were knocked out as well, so it happens. Sometimes you save the worst game for the last game. In this case, Mumbai have saved their worst games to early in the tournament. They might come home with a very good 2 wins at the end there, but maybe just that one game too late.
Yeah.
Very frustrating. But look,
see, if Mumbai win today, it also gives more impetus to RR to defeat KKR, because if RR defeat KKR, they can hope that Mumbai loses to SRH and they can qualify. RR can qualify.
So this is relevant. KKR play Rajasthan Royals. Now let's just assume Mumbai Indians win tonight in a close match, okay? And Rajasthan Royals, who are very capable of beating KKR, it is possible. It is possible. I'm going to be honest with you, but it's going to be everything on the other team's back, not on their back.
Norman, yeah. So you're saying if Mumbai wins today and Rajasthan beat KKR, but that would depend on the margin because KKR is having a very healthy positive net run rate.
That's true.
So yeah, so that margin of defeat is going to be very critical there.
But won't that mean that? Hang on, let me have a look. Points wise, KKR will go to 14. Yeah, you're right. It's even not even. Even if KKR, no. If they win, if Mumbai Indians win the last 2 matches, they go to 14 points. KKR will stay on 12.
Yeah.
No, Mumbai wins both. You're saying because I think it was Mumbai winning today and Rajasthan winning. Yeah.
I said no. Mumbai Indians beat Rajasthan Royals, and KKR get beaten by Rajasthan Royals. Then Mumbai will go through.
Yeah, for that, and that's what I'm saying. Mumbai should just go focus on playing good, fearless cricket, what they're known for. Go win both the games. Forget net run rate, forget points, because when you get that net run rate thing in the mind, then you're saying, okay, let us set a target of 200 or get the opposition out in 12 or 13 overs. These things are not going to. These things will add pressure. Just go and win the games, and that is. In the end, they're a champion side. They need to just ensure that they keep that standard of the game good by winning games.
But on the other hand, if Rajasthan Royals win tonight against Mumbai and then beat KKR, they're through.
Yeah.
It's another possible permutation as well.
If Rajasthan win today, Mumbai is out. See, Punjab is anyway out. The chances of Punjab coming in is just mathematical. Practically, it's not possible. For Mumbai, like Naresh, you were saying, see, for Mumbai, I don't think they will even think about net run rate. For them, it is just they win these 2 games and hope that RR beats KKR. It's that simple because they can never go through on run rate. So run rate will really not be on their mind.
Munshi has returned. After all, he's sorry he was having some time off. Hope all is well. It certainly is Munshi. Your Sam Curran is not playing. Yes. Tom Curran's in. Well, I'm going to get David Gravity back too. I'll probably get David Gravity back. Well, he'll be there. We'll get your David Gravities and your Monties and your, all that crowd. Even Alan Malone might throw in as well. That's going to be for the World Cup. I've given them a bit of freedom for the IPL. And let's be honest, a lot of the English people, they're fans of the IPL, and probably aren't as close to it as they should be.
Hello, Manchi. Very good evening to you, or good afternoon,
Seeing,
wherever you
seeing
are.
Manchi after the fourth test match. I think that was the last we met him.
Yeah.
Manu John's asking for weather update. That's irrelevant, Manu, because he's in England and the games are in the UAE. Unless Munchie's got this bloody big map going on for the world, then we.
No, there is a typhoon right now going on in the Middle East also. Norbert, who knows? There might
Yeah,
be
yeah, yeah. There is some rain somewhere in UAE, but don't think Sharjah is impacted. Yeah.
Well, Munchie loves his typhoons, doesn't he? He was threatening typhoons from New York all the way to England during the 5th test, which didn't happen.
So he's now sending those typhoons to the UAE so that rain comes in. But cricket for Englishmen, like cricket without rain is not cricket.
And can you imagine a true Englishman? That is actually a true problem for the Englishman to play if they come from a cooler situation at home. Playing in 50 degrees Celsius temperatures, the UAE is incredibly hot, as you know. It's not just hot; it's incredibly hot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, Chris Gale is certainly not playing, but you know what he is doing? He's partying. He's with a mate of mine, Kunal Sharma and Kamal Khan. They're both partying with him every night. So he's not exactly resting. He's partying.
Who does Punjab Kings play the last match against? Bangalore.
Yeah, they lost to Bangalore in Sharjah. Couldn't chase. Yeah.
Who they play against next match? Their final match.
Punjab is, I think.
Who?
Aren't they playing Chennai? Aren't they playing Chennai the last match?
Yeah. I mean, really, we're coming down. We've got, what is this? There's 6 games left. 2 for the second last round, and then we've got the last round. Yeah, exactly. There's a person here. We all know him as Mr. Unknown. He has no idea who Munchie is, but he says hello. Well, tell us what your name is.
Yeah, no name there.
Look, let's get back to some hard facts now. Delhi, Chennai, Bangalore, through. Okay? Well, almost certainly. In fact, no, they are. They are through.
1 and 2. That is also.
Yeah, no, that's also opened up. Yeah, that's opened up 1 and 2. Yeah.
Yeah. Although Delhi's probably going to be number 1. Delhi, Chennai, and Bangalore are through. Okay? Now, the 4th side can only really be between KKR, Rajasthan, and Mumbai. They're the 3 teams, correct?
Yeah.
PBKS is gone, I would argue, and so is SRH. So really, it's a KKR, Rajasthan, Mumbai battle. And after today, it'll be KKR and someone else, you would think.
KKR is the strongest over here. They just have to win.
Sure.
They are through.
But but can you imagine? And I know you won't like this, but if Rajasthan wins tonight, knocking Mumbai out, that game between KKR and Rajasthan Royals will be like a finale.
Yeah.
Yep. So you can say both the games are knockout, right? If Rajasthan wins today, Mumbai gets knocked out. The next game, whoever wins, the other gets knocked out. Yeah, it's a knockout.
That's exactly right. It is effectively starting. We're at a knockout stage, and it's very true. Well, can you? Okay, if you haven't told us your name for yourself, then just type your name.
Whatever. Somebody was typing out, what about the test match 2-1? Still no news from ICC. What are they going to do? Like,
oh, God, that's a disaster. Well, there'll be a test in June 2022, which will be useless. It won't tell us who truly won last year's tournament by that stage.
They are saying it's going to be part of, so this will be the longest series ever played in the history of Test cricket.
So Munchie's given the person who has no name a name. It's called the man with no name. The TMWNN.
Munchie is making assumptions already that it's a man.
We'll call him TW. The man with no name.
But how do you know it's a man? Norman.
Well, that's true. How do I know you're a man, bro? Have you shown me a Naresh could be a woman too. Got a moustache, but the long
Face
hair.
is a good name. Troll face is a good name.
Troll face. Keep it as Manu John classic. But I don't think Manu John is actually Manu John either. The last test is a hugely political issue. Best of all, discuss and not upset each other. What do you mean, Munchie? We're not upsetting anyone. We're telling the truth. We're telling the truth. It was money was the basis of it, but it wasn't Indians' money. It was England's money. That's why you can't you accept that you lost?
Yeah, Norman, for Munchie, India-Pakistan game is going to be watched worldwide, maximum viewership. That is when during the break it will be announced that the series is given to India.
Shubham Rathod says no name Christian. Brian Naroni says Mumbai is going to win this year's IPL. Hang on, Brian, that's a bit of a statement. I mean, they've got to get through the semi-finals first.
Yeah, Brian, let's take it step at a time. Let's not go overboard.
Okay, Mumbai is the only team that have played all 14 seasons and never finished last. Well, that's great. That doesn't mean very much if you're not in the semi-finals, though.
Yeah, but it's an achievement, Norman.
Yeah. All right, so look, I have said from day one, who have I said will win this tournament?
KKR.
Not India, Delhi Capitals.
Delhi Capitals, yeah.
I've said from day one, if you go back to the videos. And who predicted that Dave Warner would get out third ball? Moi.
Yeah, there was this guy by the name of Norman Koshanik. Do you know him?
Yeah, I don't know. Do you know? Okay. Munchie, how have the pitchers been behaving with, or they impact the squad selections? Well, they've been they're all pretty new, fairly well grasped, but uneven bounce, rather slow bounce. Elements of spin, not great spin, but by the time the World Cup comes around, my God, they're going to be well used, aren't they? What do you think, guys?
Yeah, Norman, on the pitches, the last game in Abu Dhabi, which was played between Chennai and Rajasthan, was used for the first time with an eye on World Cup on how the pitch would behave, and it was a cracker of a batting track. Both the teams scored well. It was a good chase. I think there's only one more game left in Abu Dhabi, and then they are going to not have any more IPL games. So probably that pitch is ready for World Cup. Dubai and Sharjah, still a bit of a concern on how they can get 150 plus every game. So that is the focus of BCCI and ICC together on how they're going to use that 1 week gap on ensuring that you get more, competitive scoring games and not just 120, 130.
Yeah, I'm concerned about the scores seem to be getting lower, don't they?
Yeah.
But isn't this, Naresh, like bad for India? Like all the players are playing on slow pitches and suddenly you will get new pitches which are like completely opposite. Means it would be a big transition.
No, it will be a better batting track. Now, what is Mumbai facing? If you see the game of Ishan Kishan, Surya Kumar, they want the ball to come on. They are attacking batsmen. Same with Hardik Pandya. They would prefer those kind of pitches where the ball comes up this go. It's not going to be bowling tracks, as you say. It will be better batting tracks. Currently, they are slow. They get slower after power play. If you see 7 to 15 over point, the batsmen are struggling. They go hardly beyond 110, 120 strike rate. That phase is becoming a concern.
Correct.
Especially Sharjah. If you see, last year it was different. The couple of games in the beginning gave 200 plus and then it slowed down. But here it's been slow throughout, except for the last game where RCB scored 164 and defended it.
There's a lot of people are commenting that the India-Pakistan match also sold out and
that's going to be absolutely huge. I'm excited about that. It's a great atmosphere. Is that in Abu Dhabi? Where is that playing? Abu Dhabi or Dubai?
It's in Dubai. So what has happened, Norman? As of now, I think it's just 25 to 40% till I know the sales have happened similar to IPL. but they want to take it to 70% for the World Cup and probably 100% for semi-final final. But that decision will be taken by the UAE government and
So
medical
right now,
ministry.
what was sold are only 25% of the seats, not
Yeah, so it is not 100%. No game is 100% in these three venues as of now.
So that's just 5,000 tickets, 6,000 tickets. So it's just
You can say about 10,000, 8 to 10,000 as of now.
Now we've got a new viewer here. We've got Steve Maven TV, which is Rabbitohs TV. We've got Chaps. Chaps is the host of Rabbitohs TV, and he's been talking about Dave Warner. Now let's get it clear about Dave Warner, Chaps and Mavo. Those bloody Dave Warner couldn't announce the 4 players that came in for the earlier part of the tournament. Was rude enough to hand the team sheet and announce the team. Trevor Bale was chucked to spaz, in other words, got upset, and basically dropped him, not only from captains, even from the team. He came back, he grovelled back, he got a game, he got out third ball duck, which I predicted, then he got out next game for 2, he was dropped again. Horrible.
And then he did not even come to the ground.
Didn't even come to the ground. It was a public relations nightmare, wasn't it?
Huge nightmare.
And then he comes back the game after in the crowd as a part of the actual fans with a flag waving, which was bizarre. He's a part of the squad. He may be dropped, but he's a part of the squad.
But same thing happened yesterday. Didn't we see the same thing happen yesterday with Stoinis and Smith? At least Stoinis, I think. Same thing happened in Dubai yesterday against CSK. It's part of their fan engagement model. Probably they've adopted. No idea. But we saw the same thing happen yesterday also.
Yeah, it's a bit. I'm sorry. Okay, some people may think it's fun to see them doing that. Okay, I accept that, but it's weird. It is weird. They're in the squad, maybe not in the team, but they're in the squad. They should be on the bench supporting their players, not up in the stand with a flag. That's a bit weird. I'm sorry. It's bizarre.
Was it the team flag or the opposite team's flag?
Well, if it was the opposite team flag, it'd be a bit worse for sure. And if Warner was holding the Pakistan flag, it'd be even more controversial. Oh my God! No, but the reality is that it was a look. It creates a tension on them. That's what they want, and that they're not doing it for honourable reasons. They're not doing it because they're supporting the team. They're doing it to get attention on themselves. Would you agree?
Yeah.
I think it's weird. I'm sorry. I don't find it good at all. Yeah, Samantha Awash, we know about Umar Akmal's gone to the US, and there'll be a lot of Pakistani players going, a lot of Indian players going there. There's a few already. I think it's a good thing, guys. I think it's a fantastic thing.
I'm also planning to go.
And play. But I thought you're going to be captain coach of the Philippines.
So that's why I'm planning to go take the Philippines team and play against USA.
So where am you in Manila? Are you in Manila?
Yeah, Manila, Philippines.
I used to work in Cebu.
Okay.
Did you?
Yeah.
G'day, Chaps. Chaps TV. Look, one of the best hosts. Chaps on Rabbitohs TV. He asked all the good questions to people like Wayne Bennett, who was, of course, the South coach. A lot of great questions, a lot of hard-hitting questions, very insightful, a lot of knowledge, made rugby league easy. Everybody, you must go and watch Rabbitohs TV. They bring all the... You know what's really good, Baram and Naresh? They were able to get access to the players in the grand final week. Can you imagine getting Kohli on your show and Rohit Sharma the day before the match? You wouldn't. It doesn't happen, does it? Unless it's...
No, it's very, very rare, yeah.
Controlled. But that's great. I think it's magnificent to have the players about to play a big match on your show. That'd be fantastic.
Yeah.
So everybody, anyone who's getting on it now, Baram's joined. Have you subscribed to Rabbitohs TV, Naresh?
Which one? The Chaps TV you're saying?
Rabbitohs TV. RABBITOH TV.
No, I haven't. I'll do that. I haven't yet.
You must.
Okay.
And what side do you both like, guys? What side do you like? Who's your favourite rugby league team? Be careful.
We don't even.
Rugby.
Norman, at least tell us some players' names. Like if he'll say who's your favorite team or Rabbitohs, like who's the captain? Like
okay, we'll get the guys to put the names up in a minute. But you've got the Burgess brothers. There's been 4 brothers play for this team. 4, right? And Sam Burgess 7 years ago in a grand final got smashed in the face. He broke his cheekbone and played an entire 80 minutes with a broken cheekbone. Can you believe that? Incredible. There's this new bowler, Imran Malik. He bowled 151 Ks. Did you see him?
I hope it's still not broken. Yeah, Umran Malik bowling was good. It was like and well controlled also.
Oh yeah. So okay, we're going to have a show, guys, later on. Not today, but about the World Cup specifically. We'll talk about in depth the Indian squad, the English squad. Now that Sam Curran's out, the Australian squad, you name them. We'll go through and some of the emerging squads as well to see. I mean, Papua New Guinea are in the. What a great story. The guys from the rugby league world, the Rabbitohs team, we'll talk about Papua New Guinea. They're mad about rugby league, and now they're mad about cricket. It's amazing to see.
Even Namibia, Norman. I'm really. I saw many of the qualifier games, and they were playing really well. I wouldn't be surprised.
Today they had a game with UAE. They won. I think it was a warm-up game. They won against UAE.
Players are very good.
Really?
Yeah.
But even UAE, as you said, Oman, Malaysia are really good too. And the one that's the most exciting for me is Bhutan, a country that barely has a cricket pitch. They've got this bizarre, like Murali type skill to them. These unusual bowling techniques. They're bringing a new facet to cricket. Isn't that exciting for world cricket?
Super exciting.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
I think it's fantastic. And Chaps's TV, rather, and I suppose Wayne Bennett has bad record at Suncorp. Well, he doesn't have. Not for East. No, he hasn't. For Queensland, doesn't. Okay. Wayne Bennett was the coach. He's been a coach for probably close to 40 years now. He's coached. He's 71 years of age, 72 years of age. He's still coaching national rugby league teams to a grand final. So here you are in cricket.
Suncorp is the name of a team.
No, Suncorp's a ground.
Oh, okay.
Suncorp's actually a bank, but they sponsor the ground in Queensland. Well, that's the team is South Sydney Rabbitohs. That's the team. Anyway, so we're going back and forth. The fact is that, back to the cricket for a moment, we'll do in-depth discussions on the team, really analyse it. I mean, I may be there physically after November 1st because now Australia's opened up the borders again. I can fly out. A friend of mine, would you believe, went today. He was going to go to Dubai. Okay, he's a friend of mine. He was knocked back. You know what happened? It was incredible. He's had both of his vaccinations, the first and second dose. He went to the airport, did all the right things, all the paperwork, the visas, everything. They did a spot check on him at the airport of his blood. There was some other, I'm not sure the name, some other test, but it related to see whether he showed signs of having the vaccination active in his body. And they couldn't find it. So he was not allowed to leave Australia.
Nowadays, I'm saying even checking the blood oxygen, like in airports, they are not checking the temperature. They're checking blood oxygen level.
But it's got to have traces of the vaccination in it.
Yeah, I think they are checking for the antibodies. So they take the blood.
So with the playoffs, I've got a few people that are actually in Dubai. Ashok is another friend of mine who's a very famous film producer. Actually, he's there. Tabasha Sen will be there very shortly too. He's leaving shortly. I may go there if everything goes to plan early November. I'm actually also, once November opens up, guys, I'm off like a madman. I'm going to be off to hopefully to India as well. I'm going to go to Sri Lanka, and I'm even contemplating going to South Africa. There's a few things I've got now. Now that we can, it's like a balloon bed and let loose. I'm going to all over the place. I'm going to go nuts.
Revenge travel, huh? You're ready for revenge travel.
And hope like the balloon, you'll get thin also.
I'll slip down. Well, next Monday show, I will have no beard. I'll be clean shaven because all the barbershops open up Monday.
Amazing.
Mumbai, bye. I'll have bye. See you in the next RPL. Ooh, that's fighting words in the show.
That's fine, bye, but they end with these 2 wins. Let it be bye, but with these 2 wins.
All right, okay. So aspirations. I've got aspirations Bollywood. No, I haven't. I mean, I'm a great singer though. Oh, I can sing my lungs out. Chaps TV. What former Test bowler Mike Whitney was about board member. Oh, that's it. There's a connection. Mike Whitney, who played for Australia,
left arm bowler,
he left arm fast bowler. He lives in the Maroubra area, which is in the heartland of Maroubra or Matraville. He lives in the heartland of South Sydney. He was on the board of the rugby league team. Very interesting. All right, we're getting close to the toss. We're 9 minutes from the toss, guys.
Yeah.
Sing first. I can sing. You want me to sing? I can sing. Glory, glory to South Sydney. Glory, glory. Come on, join me. Glory, South Sydney. South Sydney marches on. I predict Rowe will get a big score. Arun, sing.
Before you start.
Arun Singh, I normally predict that Rowan gets big scores, but you can too. Okay, so Shuman Rathat's saying that if they chase the target in 14 overs and get R all out, their points will go through the roof.
There's a history to this. 2014, these 2 teams met for a similar kind of a knockout qualifier where Mumbai chased down in 14 overs and qualified on net run rate. So there's a history to these 2 teams.
Right. Are you saying no name that was underwhelming? Well, I'm going to keep going. I will. Then you'll be watching. All right. So
but now we are coming to the interesting end of the tournament, Norman, at least.
The pointy end, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, this is probably the most important match because if Mumbai lose this, all the effort is deflated somewhat because it won't matter then. And unless a miracle happens, KKR will go through. You would have to argue. But if Rajasthan Royals beat them in the last match, they'll go in. But do you think the top 3 sides that are already through now, the winner of the tournament will come out of those top 3 teams?
Yeah.
I think so. It doesn't matter whoever goes for.
I'll still go with CSK considering the kind of balance they're having. Yes, they lost to Delhi yesterday, but I don't think both the teams will be happy of the performance yesterday. Delhi second time, okay, they won the last 2 games, but they have chased a small total, losing 6-7 wickets. One against Mumbai and one yesterday against Chennai.
Almost in the last.
Yeah.
But hang on a minute, Naresh. We have to look at that game quite closely. You're saying we shouldn't take that into account, but Delhi did beat Chennai, and it's a psychological situation.
No, I'm saying they won't be happy with the performances chasing a small total. Delhi, they struggled to chase 129 against Mumbai, lost 6 wickets. Yesterday, they lost 7 wickets chasing 135. That could be a bit of a concern for Delhi, and you may start feeling the imbalance, absence of Stoinis in the middle.
That's true. His injury. Has he been ruled out of the World Cup? I don't know. I don't think he's been ruled out of the World Cup yet, has he?
No, not yet. Not yet ruled out.
Well, they're going to have to hurry up, aren't they? Because if he's carrying the injury past October 10, and then he ruled out, they've actually lost a player, haven't they?
Yeah.
But look, okay. Go back to that. They didn't use Steve. Steve Smith was dropped effectively, wasn't he?
Yeah.
And they blooded a new player. Did you see him? He looked pretty good, actually.
Yes.
What was his name again?
I know Risal Patel. I don't know I don't get the first name. Patel is the last name. Yeah.
You should
he looked pretty good.
CSK is dipping. They lost their last 2 matches. You look at that way also. Like they're dipping in form at the wrong time.
No, but I agree to there was a comment that Gotham dropped that catch. I think the game was lost at the drop catch. I think if they had taken that catch of Hetmeyer, I think Chennai could have won the game. Yeah, Ripple Patel. Yeah.
Yeah, Ripal Patel. But Ripal Patel's been playing great domestically, hasn't he? That's apparently why he was put in. And that's another great bonus of this domestic league, the Ranji Trophy and the like. And what's the other trophy's name? What's the Ranji Trophy and the other?
There is Vijay Hazare and there is Syed Mushtaq Ali. They play at the T20.
But that's what I'm
Vijay
saying is
Hazare
the
is 50
importance.
overs, yeah.
But the domestic three tournaments that we're talking about, longer and shorter form, they're showing importance to. And this is where Australia's making a mistake. Our Sheffield Shield, we haven't given enough attention to that. You've got to keep your domestic teams running strong to keep pumping players up the order. Okay, Steve Maven, who's basically a Rishabh Pant fan, has asked how he's going. He's been very conservative, but he's winning games.
Yeah. He won a game as a birthday boy yesterday as a captain.
That's true.
Yeah, what Steve is saying is correct. The test series was not so good for Pant.
Yeah, he's been a bit quiet, hasn't he?
Somewhat his approach was not working in the England Test series. Like just going and hitting where the ball is slightly moving. It was not working over there.
See, some of the problems with Mumbai Indians has definitely been Sky, hasn't it? Sky Kumar, he's been a distinct problem for them. He hasn't played his potential. Ishan Kishan has been dropped from the team. I think Ishan Kishan's in some deep trouble about his selection in the World Cup. I really mean that.
Yeah, and Norman, that's a good point on whether these two games Mumbai should get that core back, especially those who are part of the World Cup squad. So Sky, Ishan, Rahul Chahar, Hardik Pandya, these four who are under very close watch, come back for these two games, give them the last go of how they perform. And that's why I say leave the point table aside, just go for performance for a win and how these four guys can turn around for Mumbai. So that's going to be very crucial because Rohit Sharma is a very important part of these decision makings. So will he go for this core team back for these two games? Because Ishan Kishan didn't play the last three games, I think, and Saurav Tiwari came in.
So his team's top of the table, and this is right from no name here. Too many expectations of Pant. There is. I mean, they are expecting a lot. But here we are. And so Syed Mushtaq T20 Ranji Trophy and also
Vijay Hazare 50.
Hazard, right. Okay.
There's also Irani Trophy, right? That's a one match, right? Irani Trophy.
Yeah. Irani is, I think, played between the winner of Ranji versus the rest of India. Something like this is the Irani Trophy. Yeah.
So look, to me, this match I think is really significant, not just for Mumbai Indians, but also for India, for the World Cup. Because of Sky and let's just say they select Ishan Kishan today, which they probably won't, but let's say they did. And Sky and Ishan score well. They win the last game. Those guys score well. And somehow they miraculously get through the top four. And that momentum flies through. It's going to be good for Indian cricket too, not just for Mumbai.
Yes, yeah.
Kuldeep Yadav in for Royals.
Yeah. Is that our favourite leg spinner? Or the...
No. This is a different Kuldeep. This is a different Kuldeep.
Oh, okay.
Left arm pacer.
Oh, there's an I instead of a double A. Okay.
The unfortunate about the leg spinner Kuldeep, he's out of IPL. He's back in India going through a surgery. So he's not fit.
Yeah, he's had a tough wicket, hasn't he? The poor guy.
Very, very tough. Very tough.
He went from being almost the first person picked, he's gone to being a Nobel. I don't know. So if this Kuldeep Yadav is in as a quick, I wonder who's been left out. Who do you reckon?
This is from the Rajasthan team, right, Kuldeep?
Yeah.
And they're full of left-armers, if you see. There's so many left-armers in Rajasthan team.
I mean, Arshdeep Singh is from Punjab. I like him. I rate him. I think
he's
he
nice.
could be a
He's
test
nice.
bowler at some stage. Don't you?
Yeah, he's done well. Yeah, he's good in the death. He contains the batsman. Yeah.
So Seaman wants to know from Rabbit's team wants to know about KKR. Well, KKR at the moment, Steve, are the team looking most likely to finish fourth. If they win their last match, they're in, and they'll be very hard to knock out. But Mumbai Indians, if they lose today, are out. Rajasthan Royals lose today, they're out. So these two teams playing today, Steve, Rajasthan Royals and Mumbai are kind of like a playoff, and next week, next few days, KKR play.
So Mumbai win the
Royals. That's another playoff.
Good signs, Naresh.
Yeah, Mumbai is bowling first.
Guys, you're supposed to be commenting without bias, by the way.
So, Norman, today is Tuesday, single game. Tomorrow, single game. Thursday is a double header.
Exactly.
2 games, afternoon and evening. Friday, 2 games, both simultaneous evening games.
That's bizarre, isn't it? Why have they done that?
Because they don't want any influence of any final game points and the net run rate thing. That's why it's something which happens in football, so it's taken from
It could
there.
have happened here also, but the way things are going, I don't think that would anyway matter. The 2 games.
Yeah, but then I think they took a decision. They'll stick to the decision, anticipating that may happen. I think that's the reason they took that decision.
This I think will happen now in every IPL.
Yeah.
But in this case, Naresh, you can't just say this for the last day 2 matches. This could even happen for 1 day before match or 1 day before.
They could have the last week having simultaneous matches, but then it impacts viewership. It impacts broadcasters. They have a huge say in Indian cricket, the broadcasters. So that's why they, I think, narrowed down to only 1 day, 2 games. So.
Now, did you see the comment there that Rohit Sharma has made? He said, okay, Mumbai win the toss and like to bowl. Rohit says, we have tried everything in this UAE league, but the wicket here doesn't change much. We know where we stand at the moment. 2 changes. Ishan for de Kock. So Ishan Kishan is in.
Wow. So he's going to whoop him.
I think these are great changes. Don't you?
Yeah, high time they removed Krunal.
Yeah, Krunal Pandey's.
Yeah, Krunal should have been out 3 games back. Yeah. The only thing he has done well in the last 2 games, he's come up as an opening bowler and he has improved his average with the ball. Otherwise, nothing much he has done. But yeah, this is very interesting. Ishan Kishan is actually coming in as an opener now.
I think it's a good move because he's very aggressive. So they've got Sharma, Kishan, Sky, Tiwari, Pollard, Hardik Pandya, which we need to see something out of him.
Yeah.
Jimmy Neesham, who's probably a good all-rounder to bring in. Jayant Yadav, Chahar's a good selection, Bumrah to bowl. This is a good Mumbai Indian side.
This is a good side. It's just that Rahul Chahar misses out again, unfortunately. But in Neesham, lower order, they get an all-rounder, bowler and a batter, which will give some freedom to Hardik to bat more openly. I think this is the best I think Mumbai can do with the side to go out and score runs.
Yeah. Now, the Rajasthan Royals have really... I'm not happy with their changes, to be honest with you. They say they're not sounding very confident. What they're saying, what are they saying? They're saying we have to keep it simple, keep on trusting ourselves in our routines. 2 changes: Shreyas Gopal from Mayank Markande and Kuldeep Yadav for Akash Singh. I don't think they made good changes. I don't think they've gained anything from these changes, have they?
So Akash Singh made his debut last game, left-arm bowler. He's been replaced by Kuldeep Yadav, debutant left-arm bowler. They have Unatkar in the camp, left-arm bowler. So I don't think there's getting any variety. Shreyas Gopal is a good variety as an off-spinner. He's done well in the past also. He's quite experienced. So that I would say is a good inclusion because he's a good batter also.
All right. But I think the changes that have been made to Mumbai are probably more significant.
Yeah.
I think Jimmy Neesham he's a very experienced player, as we know, and he will make a big difference, I think. Quinton de Kock, if I'm being really honest with you, I haven't been all that impressed with him. I really haven't.
Norman, it's a very simple logic. Quinton de Kock is there, get in a spinner. You stand a huge chance getting his wicket when you bowl a spinner, because he has only one shot against the spinner, that is the reverse sweep. He struggles otherwise. So this Sharjah pitch where ball will be slow, I think it's a fair move. You know?
But is it potentially a permanent change for the rest of this series if Ishan Kishan does well? This is really good. I think we brought it up early, didn't we? We thought that they should bring Ishan Kishan back, and they have. Yeah. And Rohit Sharma's thinking about World Cup. Very, very, very clever of him. Because Quinton de Kock, for God's sake, is the opposition.
True.
Why give him a chance? Why give him more exposure?
Yeah, but it would be a very difficult call purely because you have Quinton de Kock, Pollard, and Bolt as your core overseas. You have only one overseas you play around with. We have seen 4 seamers come in the 4th overseas in this season. We had there was one left armer from South Africa they took. Behram, you remember his name? They played in the first leg. Mumbai Indians played in the first leg, a left armer from South Africa.
Yeah, the young guy.
Young guy.
Yeah, he's got a brother. Yeah, I know who you're talking about. His name's gone. He was good.
Then he was good. They've got Milne in this leg. They've got Nathan Cottonile, and now Jimmy Neesham played the last game in Delhi before the break. So the decision to drop Quinton de Kock would have not been easy, but to balance the side, because they need a middle order batting, Jimmy Neesham comes in and a bowler. If Hardik Pandya was bowling, Norman, they would have gone in for Chris Lynn at number 4.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So and Arun's just mentioned Chris Lynn. Chris Lynn should be in another IPL team and play every game.
Yeah.
He's that good. He is that good. He's a significant player.
Yeah, Marco Janssen. Yeah, I saw the name someone commented.
Marco Janssen, exactly.
Yeah.
So Chaps TV is very learned. What is Anil Kumble up to these days? I was a big fan of his and was lucky enough to watch him bowl the SCG in 04 and Seaboard's final test. Unforgettable memories. Well, it's funny you mention him, Chaps, because he has a very good chance of being the new Indian coach post the World Cup, correct?
Yeah, so he's currently the head coach of the Punjab Kings team. So he's involved in IPL. There have been backdoor talks happening to take over the Indian team, but I think not many are in favor of that. But we'll have to wait until the end of World Cup to get those results. Yeah.
Yeah, but he's I don't know whether he's done that well for Punjab in the meantime. Anyway, so the 19 New Zealand series, one more proof. Okay, I'm not sure what that means, but okay. Akash Singh was injured in the last match in the 18th over. Oh, that's why he's out. Singham Besen says. Why is Steve Maven and Chaps both Anil Kumble fans? What's going on there? You've gone off Rishabh Pant, you moved to Anil Kumble? Yeah, exactly. I kind of agree. Nobody wants Anil Kumble as a coach. He'll bring in, he'll get Ashwin will become captain. No, we're having some fun. All right. Anil Kumble, look, but they're good friends, aren't they? Anil Kumble and what's his name?
Saurav Ganguly. Yeah.
No,
Ashwin. Yeah.
Did I tell you guys what happened during the and Steve and Chaps should hear this for the Rabbitohs game. I went down to a farm to watch the game. I better not tell the story. I'll leave it to another time. I'll leave it to a few weeks so it relaxes. I won't talk about that. All right. So, nobody can replace Shastri. Now, that's true. Arun Singh, I would agree. I would say Shastri has been enormous for India. Don't you guys think?
Oh yes. So Norman, in that role of an Indian coach is more to do with man management, and I think Shastri is a great man manager. The way he talks to people, he can convince you that a stone is a gold. That's how influential his words are. So that is where he has done very well supporting the Indian team, and to get a similar personality is going to be very tough.
Very true. Do you think he, and it's based on age, don't you think it was all that? That's
Yeah.
But I think Shastri himself is also saying it's enough, right? He's also like,
Yeah, I think he would like to get back to the com box of IPL. He was brilliant behind
Yeah.
the mic. Yeah.
So with Mumbai bowling first. Okay. Now, so far, the last so many teams have actually chosen to bowl. Well, sorry, they're batting or bowling. What are they doing again? They're
Bowling first.
bowling
Yeah.
first. So it's becoming a very common thing where you bowl first and bat second. Whereas in India, because of due and other factors, you would tend to bat first and bowl second. Correct?
yeah.
So that's going to be a trait of the UAE, I think. I think Dubai seems to be very unpredictable at the moment. Sharjah seems particularly slow. Whereas Abu Dhabi is probably the best wicket. Would you agree?
Abu Dhabi. Yeah. Abu Dhabi is the best.
Finals
Yeah.
not in Abu Dhabi.
No.
Okay, so what's going to win? Okay, Steve A wants to know who's going to win the game tonight and who will get runs. There's no point in asking Baram and Naresh because they're both going to say one team. Who's that?
Mumbai.
I have to agree.
Men in
I think
blue.
Mumbai.
Men in blue. But I would like to see Ishan score now. He's getting that liberty of opening. Yeah.
Norman is also wearing blue for that reason.
Well, it's not really a blue. It's like an aqua.
Yes.
But it is a logoed. It is a logoed aqua shirt. Look at that, logoed. You'll notice I'm not wearing the Rabbitohs hat at the moment. I'm a bit sad. But all right, who's going to get the runs? Who's going to get the runs? I mean, Samson's been so consistent. He has to be. He's not opening.
This is the first time. I think the first time he has gone past 500 runs in a season. I think Samson. Yeah.
He's looked good, but he has been opening, hasn't he? He's not opening today, which is interesting. All right, so Samson will get the runs, I think. What do you think, guys?
Dubey can be also. He's the one scoring right now.
Norman, this is very interesting. Samson in the first leg in India was opening. They were always inconsistent on that opening pair. Last season, they had Smith open, Ben Stokes open, Butler open. But this pair of Evan Lewis and Yashasvi Jaiswal probably are the best they have. And they were very good against CSK. They would continue today also. Definitely, Samson will be number 3. But it is this pair which can change their luck in the last 2 games if they have to win.
Well, at the moment, it is 16 minutes to 1 o'clock in the morning because we've got daylight savings moved ahead now. Yeah. So
you are already on 6th of October.
Exactly.
You are in the future.
Well, I'm going back to the future. That's kind of those. Now, Chris Morris, what's going on with him? The multi-million-dollar signing has been a waste of money, hasn't it?
No idea what.
Is he fit? Is he fit?
Yeah. Not heard about any injury issues with Morris. Livingstone has also failed. So yeah.
But Chris Morris was the biggest pay packet by a truckload, and he's not even playing. They say that
he's going to give away 40-50 runs in 4 overs. Who's going to play? No. But the first leg he did very well. Second leg has been very bad.
Yeah.
And more, if it's me, the most disappointed I feel about is Preeti Zinta. Like, the amount she paid for Maxwell, nothing, and then Maxwell goes to and then scores against her. So I think it's like rubbing salt on your wounds. Like literally, that's what happened.
But Behram, Maxwell and Russell are kind of players. The more you engage them, keep them in the game, give them those responsibilities that you're going to bowl 4 overs, 2 overs. This is the position. You need to get 150 strike rate. You get those expectation well done to use them. They deliver. They're those kind of cricketers. And I think that is where Punjab lost out on what Maxwell's role was last year.
He was also captaining, right? Or no? Punjab?
No, he wasn't. No.
Okay.
I tell you what, though, Glenn
Yeah,
Maxwell playing for Australia in the World Cup should not only be batting higher, he should probably be the captain.
For
If
Australia.
you let
Okay.
Maxwell loose, it could be just the thing Australia need. Otherwise, we're not going to have a chance. So people, the chaps has got a following there. So look, we've still got some 14 minutes to go, and the sides are there. Looking at the Rajasthan Royals bowlers without this Morris, one person who hasn't delivered is David Miller. He's capable of delivering, though. He could be someone that could bring out the goods. Glenn Phillips, I'm not too sure what the story is with Glenn Phillips. He hasn't done. He is also a keeper. Is that right? I think he's also a keeper.
His interview last game was, "I'm a keeper who loves to bowl."
And he's batting at 5.
He's batting at 5. Yeah, he was there at the end. I think. Yeah,
not keeping.
Yeah.
Is that a very smart thing to do? Put a player on the side who's saying that he's not a batter and he likes to bowl, or maybe flippantly, but he's a keeper, not keeping. I don't know. I find it a little bit much. Oh, Munchie's talking about the Gucci sponsored Rabbitohs shirt. That's going back a bit. All right. So let's go back to this. Tawati is batting at number 7. He bats higher than that, doesn't he?
Around that much, 6-7 is normal. Yeah.
But this may not be the batting order, by the way. We don't really know, but
Yeah.
Mumbai Indians, to me, have got a really good side. I'm very happy that Ishan Kishan is in the side. He will be chomping at the bit. You watch. He'll want to score and score big. You watch. So chaps are saying Mumbai Indians. I'm guessing. What is Steve saying? He's not saying anything. What's Steve has? And what do you reckon, Munchie? Tell us who you think's going to win. So Munchie, we need to hear who you think is going to be the winner. I think it's pretty overwhelming. Mumbai Indians is the favourite here today, and they really should smack Rajasthan Royals, to be honest with you.
But looking at the form, it's the other way around.
That's true. That is true.
It's more on reputation. Yeah, Mumbai is more on reputation. But yeah, current form, the kind of win Rajasthan got against Chennai, they'll be on a high for sure.
But aside with Bumrah, Bolt, bringing in Jimmy Neesham, I think
Mumbai Indians. So if actually RR win today, Norman, then we will all have egg on our faces. Everybody is supporting him, Mumbai.
Well, if Mumbai lose, that they can start
going well also. Mumbai won the toss, bowl first, which is what they want to do.
Yeah, it's pretty strong swell of support. It's a real pity that the KKR are not playing Mumbai Indians in the last game to qualify. That'd be interesting.
That would have been interesting, yeah.
All right, so we're going to turn our mind for a minute. We've still got 10 minutes to go. Turn our mind forward some 2 weeks now, a bit over 2 weeks from the 23rd of October. And what's happening on that day? Bahram, Naresh?
Well, the World Cup starts.
No, that's right. This is the day after, the 24th, when India and Pakistan play their first match. That's going to be huge. I'll try and see if I can get a Pakistan commentary person to come on.
Even the first day test match, first day matches will be good. I think Australia plays South Africa, right? For the first.
Yeah. Australia, South Africa, and England, West Indies, the last World Cup finalists.
England, West Indies will be a good.
That's a big one too.
Yeah.
Australia, South Africa would normally be a big game, but I don't think it's going to capture the same this time around. Harsh Gupta's joined us. MI middle order is weak. He's not wrong. It's weak in terms of performance. You're right.
Yeah.
Matt Henry, the best blower or bowler? I'm guessing bowler.
Yeah.
Actually, New Zealand have got so many good pace bowlers, haven't they? Lockie Ferguson, Matt Henry. They've got obviously Bolton, Southey, and the like as well. They've got a truckload of great bowlers.
That's because the pitches suit fast bowlers over there.
In UAE, do you think?
UAE is more of a, if you're able to, it's a good for slower bowlers and also good for fast bowlers who have a good variation in pace. Who have a very good disguise, slower delivery, they are also doing well.
Yeah, I agree. So Arun Singh says, I heard India is coming up with a new jersey for the T20 World Cup. Retro kit will be scrapped.
I've also heard, but I'm not sure whether it's officially happening. I've also heard there's a new jersey coming up.
And Munchie has a question
MPL, the kit sponsors. Yeah.
What's Munchie's question? In all seriousness, will a national holiday be declared for the India-Pakistan game?
It's a Sunday. Munchie, it's a Sunday. It's more for the Indian audience. In the end, it's a BCCI. It's a BCCI event. It's on a Sunday in India. Yeah, so prime time.
And who's playing the Netherlands at the moment? Is it England playing the Netherlands?
Sorry, I didn't get it. Sorry.
Is England playing the Netherlands in a warm-up match? Series?
No idea. No idea.
Well, someone's playing the Netherlands. I'm pretty sure someone's going to play them. I was talking to some of the Sri Lankan girls playing for the Women's World Cup, which is on next year. They have to go to Zimbabwe to play their tournament. Teams like Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, the like, are flying all the way to Zimbabwe for their tournament. Yeah, so Sunday's a day off anyway, which is good. Who are you? We've got, how long we've got now? 7 minutes before the game's starting. Okay, we're all saying Mumbai Indians. There's not much going on regarding anyone in that against that. And of course, Razul's saying Adam Gilchrist is number 1 wicket. Well, that may be the case, but Punt's doing a pretty good job. So we're all saying Mumbai Indians. Okay, and I particularly like Ishan Kishan going in because I think he's going to be. He will be determined. He's my player of the match today.
Yeah, need to see runs from him. He's going to open. He's going to chase. Let's see how much can he get. This is the best opportunity he's been given now.
So, Rajasthan Royals become the first team to play 5 left-arm seamers in one IPL season, with Fizz, Kuldeep, Akash, Sakaria, and Unadkat. So they've broken a record there.
5th left-arm seamer, yeah.
I think is it Ashdeep Singh who plays for Punjab? Watch out! He will play. He will play for India at some stage. I'm pretty sure because Natarajan seems to have gone off the boil. So okay, well, we've got only a matter of 5 minutes. So Brum, when we'll leave, you're going to leave us when the game starts, huh?
Okay.
I will ask. Shripali's going to come on. I'm trying to get Shabnam Ismail. Actually, I must say a quick shout out to Shabnam Ismail, the opening bowler for South Africa. It's her birthday today. Happy birthday, Shabnam Ismail. She turns 33. She looks 21, but she turned 33.
Norman, Thursday we have double header, but afternoon time, 2 p.m. in India is also the T20 series starting India-Australia. So it's Thursday, Saturday, Sunday, the 3 T20s, 2 p.m. India time.
Wow, it's a big... Really, I don't think... How much coverage is the women's team getting in India? at the moment.
Oh, quite a
After
lot.
the-
Quite a lot. People are following. People are following women cricket. There's a lot of yeah.
Especially you can make out in the social media when people are commenting, people are following. Especially when the second ODI that fiasco happened in the end, it was a big like people were like fully cheating, empires are cheating, and this and that. When those
I'll tell
things
you what.
happen, it actually get people together.
Okay, here we are in 2021. I predict by I'll just pick a date, 2031, women's cricket will be on the same platform as men's cricket, meaning it'll be equally as eagerly watched. You wait.
Yeah, viewership definitely is going to go up for sure.
I think it's going to be quite dramatic. Okay, there's 3 players today to watch. Definitely Ishan Kishan because of his tearaway. He's going to bat like a champion. I think Samson's important for Rajasthan Royals, but Jimmy Neesham's the smoky. He's a great big time player. When they need to win, he's a good winning player. That's for sure.
He was on the crease for the Super Over, right? 2019 World Cup. He and Guptill, right? Yeah.
So do you guys remember the 2010 Mumbai Rajasthan encounter? Mumbai scored 212 and Yusuf Pathan scored fastest 100 in IPL history with 30 ball. Soros lost the game. That was amazing. It'd be great to see something like that again.
It was in Brabant Stadium because Wankhede was been broken down and renovated for 2011 World Cup. Yeah, because I think I was there in Brabant watching that game. Yeah.
Brabant, what a great stadium. I love that, especially where you can sleep in a hotel above the players. All right, we've got 3 minutes to go, guys. So we're going for Mumbai Indians. There's no any change
Today also, if it's a fresh wicket, we can expect a high-scoring game. Like
should be.
Yeah. Rajasthan Royal end up scoring 180, 170. Who knows?
They open with both left-handers, Lewis and Yashasvi Jaiswal. Both are left-handers, so it will be very interesting how Trent bowls to them.
Well, he's a very clever bowler, that's for sure. Now, there's a lot of discussion, and I get this quite a bit because I'm quite heavy on Australia. Don't take Australia or New Zealand lightly in the T20 series. I agree, but Australia has never done well in the T20 tournament. No World Cups. They rarely ever do well. It's not their format.
I would give more chance to New Zealand. Yeah, New Zealand. You can say India, New Zealand from one group, and West Indies, England from the other group should go ahead. Pakistan depends on how they start. But Norman, Sri Lanka and Bangladesh have to go through qualifiers. And if we consider the way the pitches are playing today, one of them can actually go all the way after getting qualified, especially Bangladesh.
Oh, I think Bangladesh, they've already proven that they've beaten some sides pretty heavily, haven't they? Yeah. All right, guys. Baram, thank you. Naresh as well. It's been great. I'm going to do a bit of extra commentary, but it's been great having you guys. Thank you very much. You're very highly regarded with our audience. You hear a lot of questions coming your way. You guys are well respected, along with Gil and the others that we've got on the show. It's been great having you so far on the IPL. There's plenty more to come. We'll have a
thank you, Norm. Thanks, everyone. Appreciate it. Yeah. Thank you.
Take care.
Thanks.
Bye,
Thank you both. Go Mumbai. Bye. You guys, stop biting your nails. Stop biting your nails.
Bye. See you.
Both. See you guys. Well, where we have it, both Naresh Manuskani and Baram Irani, 2 great advocates of both the show and obviously in conjunction with Mumbai Indians. It has been great to have those 2 guys on. It's great to have Steve Maven from Rabbitohs TV. Anyone on there should be making sure they see this in the replay version. Please note that side. Rabbitohs TV, great to watch. Not just for rugby league, but the insightful discussion with older players, fans, supporters. The camaraderie is not unlike a CSK or a Mumbai Indians fan club or even RCB. It's very similar to that. So it certainly has been a wonderful thing to have those guys on there with chaps. Brownie wasn't there. We've got a little Rabbitoh coming up on the screen there. There it is. There's a little Rabbitoh. Can you see the Rabbitoh? We lost this year. but we've got to come back next year strong. We've got a lot of young guys going through, good second coach coming through, and they love a live chat like this. They have a lot of live chats, and I'm guessing, Mavo, you're going to have a lot more drink. You guys, Mavo, Chaps, and Brownie are going to come on the show one day. We might get them on. We'll get you on for Steve. We'll get you on for the World Cup match between Australia and South Africa if you want to come on. You can talk about that. You can be a part of that program the next few weeks. So there's, as Shumban Rathod said, there's a full house in Sharjah today. So that's great. What a lovely small stadium. I love that stadium. Very boutique. Lovely stadium. So I'm going to certainly, thanks, chaps. Thanks a lot. I'm going to like to watch all your videos. Thank you. I'm really happy about that. Go back and watch a few. I interviewed some people there recently. There's a new video on there. You know, I've got 750 on right there for the whole lot. So yeah, we have some great chats, Stephen, and a lot of good commentary. Munchie, someone you haven't met yet. You got to meet Munchie. He's a Sam Burgess fan. So is David Graven. You met Steve, Dave Graven. He'll be back there soon as well. So that'll be great. Let's just go to the game. We'll do some commentary on the game now. We've got certainly Mumbai Indians. It'll be very exciting to see when they bat. But of course, they're batting second, not first. So that'll be the move for them at that stage. So Evan Lewis, he batted fantastically last match for Rajasthan Royals. He was very, very impressive indeed, wasn't he? He certainly was. Be great to see. I'll watch it on Foxtel now without the volume. I'll give you some blood. So that looks a little bit bleak there. It's obviously nighttime already. And Samson, extremely important to it. Samson's extremely important to this. Ooh, Bolt's almost gotten through the guard there of Lewis. My favourite ground is Sharjah. I like Sharjah. It's a very boutique feeling ground. It's a great feeling to its ground. It's very close to the action. It's got a street on one side. Yeah, so you watch on Foxtel. I'm watching it on Fox as well. And it's great the blow. We've got an incredible game. Evan Lewis has been spectacular. So has Jaswal and obviously Samson. Rajasthan Royals are a threat here. They are a big threat. If they can get started, they'll make it difficult for Mumbai. Trent Bolt's bowling well, though. Well, that was a wide delivery. Ishan Kishan is the keeper. And I think that might be a signal to Cock not being in the side from this point onwards. Really, Chris Lynn. What a Chris Lynn should not only be in this first team here from Mumbai, he should be playing for Australia. Chris Lynn is a superb T20 player. And these are his specialty. And not in the World Cup squad. I don't get it. I'm afraid they're making a mistake there. They've got players on that side that have underperformed recently in the West Indies and Bangladesh. And why they're selecting them, I just don't know. Matthew Wade, I don't have any faith in him as a player. They should definitely not have him in the squad, I'm afraid. He just is not. He's not up there at all. Very much lacking. So I interviewed some people from the Penrith area about they're very keen fans as well. Get Lewis, Jaswal, Samson Erling, and Mumbai are favourites to win. I would agree with that, but they're three pretty big guns, I'll tell you. Bolt's bowling very much leg stump. I'm not too sure why he's doing that. I don't see what is the playing 11 for both teams today. Well, you want to know the playing 11? I can tell you the playing 11. Hang on. The playing 11 for both sides. It's let's have a look here. So you want to know the playing 11 and who wins. So actually, the Mumbai Indians won the toss and elected to bowl. The Mumbai Indians side is Sharma and Ishan Kishan. So Ishan Kishan's come in. Quinton de Kock is out. Sky then comes in next. Tiwari, Pollard, Hardik Pandya. Kunal Pandya is out. Jimmy Neesham, the New Zealander, comes in. Giant Yadav and Nathan Coulson-Nile, followed by Bumrah and Bolt. So that's not Moomini. So they've put in Ishan Kishan for De Kock and Nishan for Krunal Pandya. In the case of Rajasthan Royals, as the batting lineup you see there, Evan Lewis with Jaswal opening, with Samson, captain and keeper at number 3, Dubé for Glenn Phillips and Miller. I'm not sure that's the right batting order, but that's what it's. Then next, Tawatia, who should be early, Kuldeep Yadav, the fast bowler, and we're going to put player injured here. And then Shreyas Gopal comes in, Mustafa Rahman and Sakaria. So Shreyas Gopal comes in for Makande and Kuldeep Yadav comes in for Akash Singh, who's apparently injured. Okay. So is it Evan Lewis getting some magic cream put on his leg? He looks a bit sore. Didn't see what he did. Did he get hit by the ball? Or was he running? Or was this Jaswal? I can't see. Don't know who that is. This Jaswal? So that's the team. An early injury is not good to have, is it? Bit of a delay, guys. He doesn't look very happy. He's lying there, and there's a bit of concern about him. We may have to see. He looks to be in a lot of pain. I'd say there's very little chance of him continuing on. He's got a bruise. Is already enormous bruising. He must have hit. Let's have a replay of what happened there. They're not showing it. Whether it was a bruising from a hit, I didn't see the incident, so I can't comment. Significant match for Mumbai is very significant. I mean, it's important for Rajasthan Royals as well, but Rajasthan Royals are less expected to do well. But yeah, so 2 new teams in IPL are likely to be sold for 3,000 crore to 3,500 crore. Mega auction likely to be in December. We've heard that, with probably a Pune and a Ahmedabad teams are likely the ones coming in. Do you remember the match between MI versus MI scored 109 and 49? Yeah, we talked about that earlier, actually. So let's hit him. So he's damaged his leg without the ball hitting it. It's like a movement reaction. It's a bit unusual. I'd be surprised whether he continues. I'd be surprised whether he continues. If he does, it's going to be, you can't have a runner. And Rohit Sharma's not happy about something. So I'm still trying to look at this, what's going on here. The ball's bowled fairly short. He's pulled it. Could have been the ball before that maybe did it. I'm not sure. Beautiful pull shot. This is Jaswal. He's back on his feet. He's out there batting. They are probably the youngest team. That's not a bad thing in the future. I know they can't even select Chris Morris. It's a strange one. Matty Hayden there with Ian Bishop and Gavaskar. Not exactly sure what Matty Hayden's doing. He's coaching or involved with Pakistan. A bit confusing, that one. Sampson looks a little conservative from a captain point of view. He is. So Giant Yadav is coming on. It's kind of a slow. It's not even a spin really. It's more of a slow, just little slow to medium bowling performance. There's a lot of great young batters. Don't forget, most of these wouldn't have got a Guernsey because Butler and Ben Stokes. There we go. It's a very good straight off the drive. It's going to go for 6. Evan Lewis, my God, if he gets going, pretty damn dangerous player. Not sure this bloke bowling this. Oh, that was an easy shot. The ball was right in the slot to be hit for 6. Against a guy like Evan Lewis, you want to be a bit more, you want to be shorter length. You wouldn't want to be too full. So at this early stage, it's hard to really tell what's going on, but that was a lot fuller. Lewis is a magnificent hitter of the ball. No teams had scored 200 in the second season. That's true. It's based on the pitches. Clearly, they're not batting friendly, and the new bit of uncertainty about the pitches. Teams always bowling first, not batting first. You try to hit him out of the ground. The ground hasn't quite worked. Mumbai is going to win this. I'm pretty sure. Harsh, that happened in 2014. Mumbai scored 195, but they did not win. Yeah, that's right. Remember, we talked about that earlier, didn't we? We talked about that earlier. Some good young batters as well as certainly a good young batter. He's got away with it. Wasn't right off the middle of the bat, but he got away with it. It looked pretty good though. Pitch looks as flat as attack. Oh, well, batting well. $21 off 2. It's not a bad little start. So 58 and 118 is. $58 and 118. 36. 19. All right. The high score after a restart is 190 by CSK. Even that was close chase down. Yeah, that's true. Morgan and Dhoni performances are better. Has been poor, yeah, but they're still great captains. Malik says, thanks, bye. Take care, guys, especially COVID situation. Stay home, stay safe, stay alive. Without a good reason, don't go outside. Yeah. Thank you. Fulmer's come on. He's bowled well in part, not in full though. Beautiful shot. Evan Lewis he's a great batter to watch. Nothing short of spectacular. Chances of Chahal in the 220 squad. Unlikely, I'm afraid. He probably deserves a go. He's a player. He's getting extra games and he might squeeze his way in. But yeah. Beautiful hitting. Clean striking. Roberts looking a bit upset, a bit frustrated. All right, guys. We might end up. Let me give me some interesting stats about MI and Rajasthan. Change the chart. Then I'm going to give it to us. Let's have the stats. He's down again. He's definitely hurt his leg. Oops, he's hurt his leg again. He's down again. He's not in good form. Okay, so Kohli is the captain and might include Chahal, considering his performance. Well, he better hurry up. He's got 4 days. That leg injury's not going to hold up. Tell us your stats because I'm about to go, mate. What's your stats you wanted to talk about, or do you want to keep them for later? All right, no time to die. What do you mean, me die? I'm not dying. Just looking at, trying to digest these stats. Let's talk about it tomorrow. Sure, let's talk about. Okay, guys. All right, guys. I want you to view, like, and share the posts. Subscribe to Eyes on Cricket with Norman Koshnak. All right, make sure you subscribe. Hit the notification button. We'll have a session tomorrow, which is Wednesday. Then we'll have a double header on Thursday, double header Friday, double headers all the way through now, it seems, with our playoffs starting up very shortly, with obviously Delhi, Chennai, and Bangalore pretty much through, and either a KKR at this stage, with Mumbai and Rajasthan playing off tonight with play. So take care. All the best.